All right, fantastic. We are live. We are returning here today with a continuation of the Ordo Silva, the Fantasy Age game that I've been running for these wonderful gentlemen that have joined me today. There's a few members missing, but we will deal with that. They should be returning next week. However, I will let the players that I do have with me today introduce themselves, plug anything they want to plug, and going down the line, and then we'll get started straight away. So immediately to my left is Philip.
Hi, my name's Philip, and you will have no idea about the amount of time that we've spent in the background discussing this campaign and these characters, and hopefully today we'll be able to bring some of that to the forefront for you guys. Here's to a good game.
Excellent. And next is Lloyd.
Hello, I'm Lloyd, and I run your LDM, and I'm playing Barra Heel. And yes, we've talked about this game endlessly, and I'm very, very excited to be playing.
Excellent. And last but certainly never least is Andrew. And he will be right back. Okay.
Sorry. Andrew Knapp, that's what your end of introduction.
Short, sweet, to the point. All right, yeah, so hopefully we'll have a good game today. Love the enthusiasm from the players. Really excited about that. So when last you guys left off, Falinor and Azazel, you had made a discovery and then had went to rendezvous with the other members of your party who had went to investigate what that old man had said earlier in the day at the gala. Berahile and Tomac, you would have went over to pursue what he had said and scattered around the area. So it's been about 24 hours or so, perhaps a little more, has passed by this point. You may have set up camp and waited for them while scouting. So as the scene opens up, Falinor and Azazel, you're walking through the woods. There's a old trail, and off in the distance, through the vegetation and trees, you can see what looks like a small house, not quite a shack. Presumably, this is the location that the gentleman had said that he needed help, that there's distress in. So as you approach, where would Berahile be since he had went on ahead?
So we're meeting in this cabin?
Yes, to quick refresher, the old man had said that his family was attacked, his wife and child and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would probably be either let's say sitting Batman-like on the top of the slanted roof on a corner, wings tightly curled, in close, just looking over the area. Eagle-like eyes peeled for any sort of weirdness that might be happening.
Excellent. You do kind of hear off in the distance some approaching footsteps.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then I would fly up, straight up. So it's my experience anyway, that most people don't look directly up when they're walking, and it usually gives Baraheel a nice surprise element if it's somebody he's not expecting. So he'll fly straight up and kind of stay there and look around.
Excellent.
I'm going to whistle and go knock on the door.
Have we already made it to the cabin? Or are we just approaching it?
You're approaching it.
If I'm not at the cabin, I will run to the door, whistle, and knock on it.
Okay.
I will look at this giant shadow that's pulsating on the grass and look up.
Yep.
So yeah, you do see some familiar faces beneath you.
Alright, well then I will swoop downwards and I will land dramatically, obviously. It's what I do. Bending the grass with the big my wings. So, well, it certainly took you long enough to get here.
There's some information that we'll need to talk to you about our journey. But have you found anything in your way here? Anything to be wary of? Tracks, blood, something that might tell us more about this creature?
Suspiciously, no. I haven't really found anything.
Doesn't bode well for us. This might be premeditated.
You would notice, Bearhile, if you hadn't actually looked inside the cabin itself, there is a large smear of blood, like leading like up the little porch to the door.
Okay. Well then, yeah. I don't think I would have gone inside. I feel like that these two would be much better at examining a situation than I would, so I would have waited for them to appear to go inside, but I would have taken note of that. Yeah, I'll just incline my head towards the large smear of blood.
Valinor, do you think you can creep in? Is the door unlocked?
I'm knocking on the door. This is the third time I've said it.
Yeah, there's no response. It just jingles on its hinges.
I will open the door.
I pull out my swords.
So it's about midday. Light is streaming in, and when you open the door, there's a fairly grisly-looking scene as you peer inside. There is upturned furniture, smashed glass. There's blood stains on the hardwood floor, and a large trail of it leads back, kind of around a little bend, a corner like a wall.
I'll pull out my handkerchief and put it over my face, start coughing. Oh, looks like a slaughterhouse in here. I'll throw the door open so everyone can see.
The light busts in. The sunlight hits it right where the red is. It kind of shimmers and glows orange. I walk in through the door, my nose first, sniffing. I would like to do a perception check, smell, to see if I can get a scent.
What exactly are you scenting for?
I'm scenting for whatever did this. Trying to, you know what I mean? Like a hound dog?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so the total I have here is 13. No, 12.
Okay. It's hard to get any distinguishing scent between the smell of blood and viscera in nature, but you do smell a fairly, one thing that would stand out is a strong stench of just, death kind of permeating the area.
So nothing out of place.
Not necessarily.
Oh shit, this is a real shit show. Barrel, get in here.
Okay, I'll wander in, making sure to kind of mollify my wings as best I can to get through the doorway. And I'll take a look around and make a sort of disgusted sort of face.
I'll walk over to the doorway and keep an eye out.
Okay.
So I'll look to Thalnor, figuring that this is more his expertise than mine, certainly.
You'd be surprised, but he will. He'll try. The blood's going around the corner, Heath.
Yes.
I'll draw my rapier and take out my main gauche and slowly start walking towards the corner and peek around.
So as you follow the trail of blood and peek around the corner, you see what looks like a sleeping area, and laying across the bed is a woman's body, her back turned to you. You can see that it has been pierced multiple times, and she looks as though like her arms thrown over, bulging slightly atop this bed.
I'm going to try to sneak up as silently as I can and poke her with the sword to see if she moves.
There's no response. Her body looks cold, lifeless, no real hue to her skin.
I'll go over there and turn the body over, see if it's... I don't know, see if I can notice a trend with the wounds or anything. They look like stab wounds?
Yes.
Or they look like natural wounds?
You would guess that they do look like stab wounds, not slashes from perhaps a natural weapon. As you turn her over, you see beneath her is the small frame, the body of a child, a little boy, perhaps 10 years of age. His throat is cut, and there's a large cavity in the woman's chest where her heart would have been. The child's laying there, presumably in fear, eyes closed.
He's alive?
Oh no, his throat's slit.
Okay. Alright, so I'll just turn away and you'll see fists clench and knuckles whiten, but I don't really say anything.
What do you guys see in there?
A woman and a child have been murdered.
Did you find any money? Search them.
No.
Thalanor, you're present, correct? If you would like, go ahead and roll a perception seeing test for me.
Okay. 12.
Okay. You do notice the on the child, it looks as though his eyelids, like, they're closed, but there appears to be like blood caked around them, kind of lingering in the corners.
With my gloved hand, I'll reach out and try to pull his eye up.
As you do, empty sockets gaze back at you. His eye has been removed from its socket.
Something has taken the organs.
They've taken a heart and eyes. Witchery. I'll look around the room. Is there any evidence of where whatever did this might have gone, or is it out the front? There was a blood trail leading here.
Yeah, there was that large trail of blood leading around and out through the front.
Right. But did that look like it was dragged in or out?
I'm sorry, what was that?
No worries. Does it look like the blood trail was dragged, like something was dragged in, or something was, or it was like left as something walked out?
From the looks of it, you may have seen some stuff like this perhaps before, but the indication from like the smear pattern looks, I would say it looks as though something was pulled out.
Heath, are there any footprints anywhere?
You don't see any, no.
And I look at this blood on the ground. I notice that there's no footprints. There's tons of blood. Do I see any handprints?
Tell you what, go ahead and make a perception seeing test.
That That is 9, but I got 2 4s. I don't know if I can use a stunt
Yeah,
for that.
that would be exploration stunts that you could use. So let me grab this real quick for exploration. So you can do various things. Do you have your sheet?
No.
Okay. So probably one of the best ones that you can do is called That Makes Me Wonder. For 3 stunt points, you may immediately make another perception test at no additional cost in time or resources to discover more information about your surroundings or the object.
All right, let's do it.
However, the bonus test must use a different focus from the first. So if you use sight on this one, you would have to use something else as a focus.
What other exploration stunts do we have? That's okay, I'll just use smell. All right, this one is going to be 13.
Okay. So you do notice a rather peculiar looking print. It looks as though it's perhaps feline in nature. And it's mingled in with the blood, kind of ran over it, fairly hard to have noticed.
I walk over to it. I'm like, it kind of has a cat smell. There's some hair in this print. Does it look like it's heading out the front door or the back or through a window?
It looks as though it is leading out, and it's moving along with the big smear of blood
Towards the bedroom.
Well, yeah, it's in that. It's like the foot is in that direction.
Well, I'll reach down and I'll pick up the hair that was in the footprint, and I'll go and show the companions. Hey, I found something. And I'll open up my hand, and I'll show you the little bit of hair that I found. I don't know if they had a cat here, but this was mingled up in a large footprint that looked like an animal. Maybe it's a clue. It's all I was able to find, but be on the lookout. Oh my god.
The wounds look like they've been made by a person, not an animal, but then again, who knows?
Did you guys discover anything in here?
Not really. I'm a little bit taken aback. I wasn't expecting this. It's a little bit difficult for me to process.
What does the room look like? What's all in it?
So the main dining or sitting room. There's a table, still a large, simple round table overturned, some chairs. There's a cabinet. The glass has been shattered inside the cabinet. It looks like there's various dishes, utensils. There's a small wood stove, burning stove in there. There appears to be some sort of like little like pantry area where there's various canned goods, dried fruits, dried and salted meats. Hanging over top, like up on one of the walls, there's a large pair of deer antlers, upon closer inspection, you can see that the antlers are kind of worn, like there's chips in them, as if someone perhaps rested a blade up there.
Hmm. I'm gonna walk over and turn the table back up and see if there's any papers or documents that got trapped under it when it got flipped.
There's no immediate papers or documents that you notice. Just some silverware. On one of the forks looks as though there's still a piece of meat hanging there and some vegetables scattered. The meat does look it looks like it's starting to get green, indicating that it has been like this for a couple days at the very least.
Well, I'll turn to those guys and say, should we just follow the blood trail?
It looks like that's our only option.
The only thing is the blood trail just led into here.
Maybe we could find some tracks outside, see which way they lead.
Now, Heath, did the blood trail pick up where we entered, or did we see the beginning of the blood trail?
So you've seen the beginnings of it leading into the house, and it started to, as it left the entrance to this domicile, it started to get a little weaker as it's mingled with grass and other vegetation.
I guess we can try and follow those tracks. Or we could search this place more thoroughly, see if we can find anything else.
Yeah, maybe we should check in here. I'll walk over to the where the dresser is and open up some drawers. See if I can find some knickknacks.
It's mostly the basic, necessities: clothes, sewing needle, thread, flint and tinder.
I open up the drawer. I fucking slam it. Bam! They got shit. Oh, I didn't see anything.
I'm gonna check the floors. Is there like a hatch to like a cellar or anything like that?
There's doesn't appear to be any cellar hatch.
So I'll scratch my head and say, I don't think there's anything in here.
I'll walk over to the stove and open up the door.
There are ashes and some burned timber in there. It doesn't look as though this has been lit anytime recently within the past few days.
I'll go outside and I'll kind of kneel down and see if I can see anything in the grass, which direction this trail leads.
As you examine this and scout around the area, you do pick up some different smears of blood underneath, leaves, droplets here and there. A little, as it appears, perhaps it ran up against the bark of a tree. It's not overly difficult to find, but for someone who is perhaps inexperienced, they could easily perhaps lose the trail.
I'll go ahead and fly up in the air and see if there's anything within eyesight where I think something might go to. Like if there's any sort of caves or anything nearby that I can see, or like another house or something.
As you ascend and look around, in the direction where the trail went off, you don't notice anything immediate. The most prominent feature would be off in the distance. There's like a little river that kind of runs through the woods, probably where the people were getting their water from.
Mm-hmm.
I turned to Thalanor. What do you make of this? I don't even know where the hell to begin with this. I thought we were gonna show up here and there was some kind of creature, but as far as I know, the old man did it.
Good of guess as anyone I've got.
I mean, he's our only suspect. He was here. Maybe there's another woman. Maybe he concocted the whole thing. Maybe we can make him talk. And I punched my hands together.
Well, this is our own adventure. We're not here on guild business or anything. So we can handle it however we want.
And with that, I will leave the room and head outside to where Barahel is.
Yep, I'll follow him.
So you guys notice Barahile doing some aerial scouting, as he found more of the blood trail leading off deeper into the woods, it appears.
Yeah, I'll call down to them. There's a river, not far. It's the only noticeable thing around here. Are we going into the woods?
I turn to Thalanor and I say, "What it do? Take the organs and go wash them? Are we looking for a giant raccoon?"
I don't know, man. This is a fiasco. I lack the skill to track this thing. I mean, can you track?
Me? No. God
Doesn't
damn
seem
it.
the Averial can either.
Well, maybe what we can do is put out some meat and see if the creature comes back.
Set a trap. We could try that.
Yeah, because I'm not familiar with these woods, and if that's its territory, who even knows how many of them there are? Just picture it. You're out in the woods. It starts getting late. You start seeing glowing eyes walking towards you in the darkness. 50 of them. You see the picture I'm drawing here? It's not good. Bring it out into the clearing.
Well, it likes organs. Maybe we can go catch a few animals and give it something enticing.
Well, I'm not a hunter, but maybe we can find some fish. I don't know. Barahel!
Yes,
What's the plan?
into the forest.
I turned to Thalanor. Yeah. Alright, let's follow this. Lead on!
I'm just gonna start wandering aimlessly in the woods, I guess, with no trail or any direction. I'll just take out my weapon.
I'll say to Thalanor, watch my back, I'll watch yours. I don't like this.
It was nice knowing you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I tilt my hat down so my eyes are shaded. Fuck.
So I'll land and I'll whip out the shield and spear and follow the trail as best that I can, and wander in there.
Guys, maybe we can get a hound dog.
So what you guys can do is you can make an extended test to track and pick up the blood trail. So each of you are going to roll the 3d6, and then depending on what the result is on your stunt die, we're going to add all those up to meet a target number.
Heath, does it look like a storm cloud's coming in?
It does not.
Oh, okay.
I gotta grab dice. 1 sec.
Are we only rolling our stunt die then?
Well, that's the only die that is ultimately going to matter. I mean, if you wanted to just roll one die, you could.
Oh, you just want to? We're just rolling one. Okay.
I got a 5.
5. Okay.
I got a 4. Is this plus anything?
If you have, well, no, this is just not right now.
I picked up a scent before of this feline creature. Can I get down on all fours and sniff the grass?
You know what? Yeah, you can do that. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. I get down in the grass. My feet are wet in it. I see a worm crawl out over my knuckles.
So what number are you looking for? I've got a
Just
13.
just whatever the result is on your stunt die, and you guys are all going to add together.
I have a 17 for smelling.
Okay, what's your stunt die result?
6.
Me too.
6. Okay, so 6, 6, and 5. Oh man. All right, you guys. That's what 12, 17. Oh yeah, you guys fucking aced it. You're definitely able to pick up a trail and find different splats of blood. The occasional, what looks like maybe even a little bit of flesh as you move deeper into the woods.
I turn to the company and I say, "We got lucky. I could smell her. She must have been in heat."
Barahil looks uncomfortable and continues walking.
Azazel shrugs and keeps on.
So the woods is a normal enough looking place. There's many trees. There's oak. There's ash. Some pines scattered out, along with a few saplings. Vegetation litters the earth. There's briar brushes, vines. You even see some berry brushes along the way. The canopy is not overly dense. Beams of light lance through to the ground to fall over wild flowers and leaves. Their beautiful coloration now inked crimson as you move along.
I stop by the berries. I take a few. Some jiggers jump on my hand like tiny insects trying to burrow into my skin. I peel them off with my thumb and chew a couple berries. So you see like a little berry juice coming down the side of my mouth.
They're ripe and sweet.
Do you guys want a berry?
Thank you, no. I don't know what those are.
Oh, you're right. I hope I don't get sick.
Yeah, I'll hand wave the offer.
I throw one up about 10 feet in the air. It hits a couple branches, then comes back down, and I'm bobbing back and forth. Bop! Right on the nose, bounces off into the grass.
The occasional gentle sound of bird calls emanates through the area as well as you guys move along. Occasionally sighting some small game, squirrels scampering along, and burrabits, which is it's like a cross almost between like a rabbit and like a bird, if you would. Its large ears are feathery, which it uses to bear itself aloft.
I'm definitely pleased with little creatures. I think they're cute. I try and pet one, but it probably flies away.
It
I
wiggles
want to
its
try
nose
and
at you before giving you almost a tentative look as your hand reaches out. It hops back on its hind legs and then begins to whip its ears around, the feathers gaining speed, and it zips around behind one of the trees.
What time of day is it, Heath?
It was about midday when you guys arrived. You haven't been here too terribly long. So, noon, 1 o'clock in that area.
All right, I'm definitely going to try and push on. Barheel is definitely nervous. He figures he's like constantly on watch because he sees that his Azel is not exactly on watch. And that Talnor probably isn't too comfortable in this forest setting, so he's trying to keep an eye out for whatever the hell's going on here.
So
How
as you
thick
guys
is
get,
the
I notice Bera heel.
Yep.
I notice his uneasiness, and I say, "Hey, loosen up a little bit. It's not like we're headed out for a monster that harvests organs."
So he'll kind of look at you and then just look away and continue
Cool.
being concerned.
So,
I'm going to try to push the pace that we're doing this into an aggressive.
okay.
Yeah, I'm keen to find this thing. So just follow that trail whenever I can. Whenever I see a hint, go for it.
oh, guys, look, there's a broken twig this way.
So go ahead and give me another extended test for the tracking, if you would.
I'm gonna do smell again.
Sure.
Another 6.
Oh yeah, I have stunts, 6s, and my stunt die is a 6. But a total of 16, 17, 18, with my +2 for the focus of smelling.
All right, so you can add your
Have a stunt.
if you guys want, you can use some exploration stunts if you have stunt points to spend.
Yeah, let me see here.
What did you get, Andrew?
2.
So 14 plus the. Okay, so that's 16. So that'll pass the test. And any stunts that you guys wish to use.
Cool. I will use the object of my attention, which is a +1 bonus to further test to examine. Additional tests in the area or whatever.
Awesome.
Really fucking focusing. His brow is very, very furrowed, incredibly furrowed. Like it's carved that way. And he's looking at this twig that's broken with incredible intensity. Tell me your secrets. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely seeing the trail. He's gonna chase it.
Awesome. Just wait a moment to see what stunts Azazel wants to spend his points on. I think he generated 6 of them.
Yeah, I just want to pick up the track of if the smell of this creature, just to follow it further. I'm not really
Okay.
sure how necessary doing a stunt point on an 18 roll is going to be anyway.
Right. Well, if you want, you could also do the object of your attention, which would give you a +1 bonus on any further tests related to that.
Okay.
So you guys are heading in deeper. Thalanor has picked up the pace, it appears. Are you taking the lead, or
Whom are you addressing?
Thalanor?
No, Berachail would be in the lead, but I'm going to like try to set the pace by moving quicker, so everyone else does too.
Gotcha.
How thick is the tree cover in this forest?
What do you mean exactly when you say cover? The canopy, or just the
Right, the canopy. Like, am I capable of flying here? Or?
You can fly. You're not going to get too high.
Mhm.
You could break through the canopy, but I mean it would prove difficult to
Right.
see the forest floor.
Okay, no problem. Just wondering. All right, yeah. So I will continue now, picking up speed to like a light jog, following this. We're pretty confident now where the trail is going. It seems the more we search, the more we find. So, picking up the pace, starting to jog, making my way towards the hopefully the fucking creature.
So as you guys move along, uh, there's a peculiar stench in the air, reminiscent of what was in the cabin, which is now long behind you out of sight. Uh, the trunks of the trees, through those you see a short distance away is a large felled tree covered in thick brush, vines, and things of the sort.
I'll approach the tree.
So as you approach, you do notice that it is hollow. The trunk is, and it's big enough that you could drop down onto about all fours to crawl in with a fair bit of room. You have to move aside some of the undergrowth. And that stench is stronger now, Thalanor, just permeating, through your nostrils.
So I'll make a show of sniffing really loud. The side of this tree smells like the inside of the cabin.
All right, I'm gonna start hacking at it. I'm gonna kick it. I'm gonna punch it, and then I start stabbing into the tree and trying to open a little hole with my spear.
So as you begin to stab and punch at this tree, you hear the faintest of ruffling sounds of leaves, followed by a low, ominous growl. As you look up Baraha, you see standing atop the trunk of this tree is a large cat of some sort. Immediately, it pounces on you. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay. 3d6, is that what we're on?
Yep, plus your dex.
Okay. All right, I got a 12.
Okay. So, Thalanor and Azazel, you can also roll initiative if you'd like to as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 16.
Okay.
I have a 15 plus 2, 17.
Okay. All right. The cat is going to act first. using its surprise round. So it throws itself at you, just all teeth, fangs, and snarls and growls, thrashing wildly Barahile, and it's going to make an attack.
How about you, villain?
I believe you have a, what's your defense?
It is a 16.
Alright, so it just hits you. So it slashes out with its claws, and it's going to spend its stump points to, let's do Mighty Blow and Skirmish. Oh, damn. Yeah, it's 22 points of damage.
Excuse me?
It's it rolled like all sixes for its damage.
That's convenient. Okay, I have 7. I have 7 armor, so you do the math. I'm bad at it.
So that'd be 15 points.
That's cool.
15, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Good start.
Fuck! Ow! Fuck! Ah, ugh.
Yeah, this
Composure
thing
totally gone.
this thing is just all claws and teeth and anger. And it's going to it will skirmish to move itself back, like kicking off of you and getting its high ground once more on the trunk. So now, Azazel, you are up.
All right. So Azazel, seeing this beautiful angel ripped to shreds in front of him, his mouth ajar and gape, the danger sense rising in his blood. He's going to say Thalador. He's going to turn to Thalador and say, "Get the fuck out of here while you still have a chance." And he's going to attack the creature. All right, I rolled stump points, but I don't think it's going to be. It might not be enough to hit it. 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, and I generated 2 stump points. So
Okay.
what I'm going to do is try and knock it prone,
All right.
and that's going to give me a bonus on the attack roll. Oh, you get a bonus on the attack roll +1 when if it's knocked prone. So here's the damage. That'll be 12 points of damage. So you see this this pirate run up. His cloak flares up like flapping wings of a bat, and he runs towards this giant maw of the creature, sending in his sword, catching it in one leg, and just prying it over onto its back. Run! Run while you still can!
All right, you strike a mighty blow to a red line scored across its side. And
Does it fall down on its back?
it's taken off its feet and it falls over, kind of draped across this trunk from the force of the blow. So next will be Thalanor.
Well, he's telling me to run. I guess I'll run. I'll turn around and retreat into the woods and stealth.
Okay.
Should I roll for the stealth?
Yes.
18.
All right, you vanish like a shadow in the dark. Next is Barahile.
Alright, I want some revenge on this fucker, so I'm gonna hold my shield up and I'm gonna thrust with the spear. Perfect form. Ooh. I have 3 5s that I rolled.
All right, so it's going to hit, and you have stump points.
You can do
okay.
lethal blow.
Lethal
Yeah.
blow will add 2d6 to your damage roll.
That's the one.
You
Let's
could
do that.
You could lightning attack. and Mighty Blow. Lightning attack will give you another attack, and Mighty Blow adds 1d6 to the damage.
I have to roll to hit again,
Correct.
Yes.
but I could potentially get more stun points.
Well, you can't do stunts again, but you will get to add your strength to the damage again, which will potentially do more damage than lethal blow.
Okay, I'm just gonna stick with the lethal blow. That seems safer.
Okay.
And this thing's not fucking around. So, all right. So that'll be 3d6 then.
3d6 plus 2.
Yes,
Really?
plus my strength as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so all right, we got a 20 points.
So you 20 points. So you kill it. What's it look like?
Fuck yeah! All right, so after getting absolutely fucking mauled by this thing, it's like slashing and tearing. He barely holds it back with his shield. It leaps back into the tree. Azazel manages to stun it, knocking it over, and Barheel manages to thrust his spear right into its throat and out the other side, and pulls it out. And he's kind of breathing heavily. He looks at Azazel. Good work.
It's very fine indeed. Thalador, I don't know where you are, but stay hidden. There could be more. And I look at the animal. I look at this creature, and I want to see if I can identify it.
Sure. It looks as though it's some type of large cat. Its weight you could guesstimate at around 175 pounds. It's spotted and kind of tan in coloration. You may have seen some stuff like this in your travels. You would
Is it male or
guess
female?
it is female.
Does it look to be an adult?
It looks grown.
Why would this wild animal take the eyes and heart of people? Makes
I
no sense.
take the hair that I have in my hand from the crime scene, and I see if I can match it to this animal.
It does not share the same coloration.
I say, this doesn't match. This isn't our animal. We killed a defenseless creature that was probably protecting its cubs. Are you okay? You look worse
Yeah,
for wear.
I'll be fine. It got me pretty bad, but I'll be
So you
okay.
can, after combat, you can take a breather. 5 minutes, roughly is what it takes, and you get back 5 plus your constitution plus your level and hit points.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, definitely concerned that we've just killed this animal for no reason. Concerned now that there are cubs as well in the area. Maybe we can have some pets.
I look up the tree. Do I spot any other creatures?
You don't spot anything in the trees or any other creatures. Go ahead and make a perception hearing test. Anybody in the area?
Mm-hmm. I have a 7.
Okay.
I have a 10.
Okay. How far back did you go, Thalen, or do you think you'd be able to participate?
I'm probably within range to hear him. I'm just like inside a bush or something.
All right, so if you would like to make a perception hearing test as well, you may.
Nope, it's not good.
Okay. You do hear very, very faintly, Berheil, like mewling sounds. You had punctured a hole in the trunk of the tree, and they almost seem to be coming from through that.
I'll take a look at the tree. Is there like a knot or something, or like a hollow in the tree?
Yeah, the tree, it's a felled tree. It's a fairly large trunk and it's hollow on the inside. There'd be some knots and stuff on the outside you could find.
All right. Well, I'll take a look and see if I can find like a hollow in the tree or a way to look in.
Yeah, you could let the trunk at the front of the trunk. You could peer into the front where Thalanor had went initially.
Right. Okay. That's what I'll do.
So yeah, as you approach and peer through, you two get the very strong odor of death, like rotting meat, and the mewling sounds get a little bit stronger as you peek your head inside.
All right. I'm looking for these kittens basically. They got to be here somewhere. So wrinkling my nose at the stench, I'll look inside of it, see if I can find them.
Some distance back, and perhaps looks like maybe dropping a little bit as if the ground has been dug out. There is what looks to be a pair of eyes glowing back at you from some of the light entering. So two sets.
All right. I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna pick them up.
See, as you move in to grab them, you see off to the side, like down, like in that little underground area, what looks to be a body of sorts, which would likely be where this odor is coming from.
Okay. Taking a quick look, is it like a human body or is it an animal?
It's definitely human, but peculiarly enough, it looks as though it's just muscle, sinew, and bone. There doesn't appear to be any flesh on it, as if it was skin. And there are some bite marks and nibbles on it. The kittens have definitely been eating on this. You can tell from that, but you would suspect that there'd still be skin there.
Right. That's definitely weird. And this thing just seemed to be like a mountain lion or something. It didn't seem to be like some sort of evil cat.
No, it was. It looked like a leopard.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to pick up these kittens and I'm going to walk out of the tree and I'm going to say to the others that there's a body in there and it has been flayed.
Perhaps the killer at the house drug a body in here, and this leopard acted as scavenger.
Yeah, a good way to hide the body, I suppose, and get rid of it.
Thalanor, the coast seems clear. And I wave.
I'll pop out of the bush and walk out into the clearing.
Hi-oh!
Valiant.
Like brushing all the leaves off of me.
I say to Berahile, there's other types of bravery. There's no use in getting the man slayed. Not everyone is as tough, as powerful as you.
I'll incline my head. There's a body in there and it's got no skin. It's been flayed or something similar. I'm supposing that this is where the killer brought another victim. Was it like a man's body or?
It was. It was a man's body.
These kittens, how are they doing? Are they freaking out?
They're not exactly pleased about being hoisted around by the scruff of their neck. They have no clue who or what you are, and they're swatting and batting and hissing. Eyes are wide, very shaken, you could say.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to go back inside, and I'm going to see if there's any sort of belongings or anything with this body. I guess it's not wearing clothes or anything, but they might have been torn off or left somewhere inside. Maybe there's something else that identifies it in there. So I want to kind of search around it and see if there's anything there.
Looking around, There are no clothes. It's definitely been stripped of those, likely during the flaying process, you would assume. But it's not too far off in that area, like in the general vicinity. There is what looks to be like some old, beat up looking sword. Not in the best of condition. Blade not quite sharp.
Anything on it that would give anything away, or is it just a sword? There's no like crest or anything on it.
No, just the sword. You do recall though
The antlers.
the antlers.
Hmm. Okay. Well, Barhill is stumped. I'm gonna go outside and pet the kittens.
Barahile, what did you see?
There's a sword in there. There's not much in terms of much else.
Sword.
It's old.
I go over to it to investigate the sword.
It's a fairly basic long sword in terms of design. It's old, not very well kept up, but enough that it's not rusted and has a modest edge on it.
I pull it out. I inspect the handle. Is it pinged?
Yes, there are rivets holding it through the tang.
And I start doing some fancy footwork, some moves with this long sword. Oh yeah, a lot of the men on the sky ships. I've seen these cut down quite a few. I stick it into the ground. It just looks like a giant cross here in this little meadow, bouncing back and forth, waving in the wind. I hear some bird calls. Some bob whites.
It's then though, as you hear those bird calls, that it grows silent, and you hear another low growl from overhead. You turn and see perched up on a branch is another leopard. This one a bit larger than the other one that you had slain. And it leaps for you, Azazel, arms outstretched, claws and fangs bared. But before it could reach you, there's the sound of wings beating, and suddenly landing at your feet is the cleaved body entwined of this leopard, one piece to the left, one piece to the right, blood and viscera staining the ground. And there's a large sound, and suddenly a thump as a large figure comes to land on top of the trunk of the tree. And you believe you can see another shadow like flitting around in the canopy. And you hear a voice. They show themselves, as predicted, Wolf. Yes, Lamb, the prey is here.
So Azazel, his hair was once kind of puffy and curly, but it's now laying matte on his head, covered in blood. Viscera coming over the tops of his forehead and his eyes. So it's just like a red mask with wide eyes and teeth. What are you?
I am the hunter, and you are the hunted.
All right, swords out, tips up.
So
Lift my shield and I put the kittens behind it. And then I hoist a spear, looking a little bit concerned.
So the large figure that you see on the trunk would be a wolf. The faint voice you hear flittering around with the dark shadows in the canopy is Lamb. Wolf's an intimidating-looking figure. He stands nearly 7 foot tall, and there's something quite unnatural about him. So, if you
We didn't mean to intrude upon your domain. We were simply tracking something that had killed some people at the edge of this forest.
Wolf responds, "Ha, they struggle. Good."
Don't talk to our mighty leader in battle like that. Wolf.
Lamb responds, "Hush now. Go in peace."
I'm sure you'll leave in pieces.
So go ahead and roll initiative.
$14.
14 plus 2 is going to be 16, and I generated two. I generated 2 4s. Does that give me stop points?
Not for initiative.
Okay, so 16.
So your total was 16 Azazel. Yours was 14 Barachiel.
I'm sorry, Azazel's is 16.
Yeah. Azazel's 16, I'm 14.
Right.
Falanor's
What about
12.
Thalanor? Thalanor's 12.
Yeah, Thalanor's 12.
Okay. Let me just get this popped in here real quick.
So this is all happening. I'm going to shout, "Why? Why are you attacking us? We're simply passing through."
Okay. Yeah, so as you're shouting at them, there doesn't appear to be any recognition or emotion displayed on Wolf's face. Hard to see anyways through the strange black skin. There's just a smile filled with fanged teeth, and you hear Lamb call out from the treetops, "Flee or stand firm." Then Wolf chimes in, "Doesn't matter." So the first thing that I would like you guys to do is everybody make willpower courage tests.
I got an 8.
Okay.
I got a 16
Okay.
and stun points.
15.
Oh yeah, I generated stun points too. 1.
Okay. So unfortunately, you all failed. For Wolf's terrifying presence. So at the moment, anyone who attacks him is going to suffer a -1 penalty to their attack rolls. And last thing to take care of is you can make one more set of willpower courage tests. Or I'm sorry, Constitution stamina.
Constitution stamina?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to use my hero power to reroll.
Okay. Yeah, so bear in mind, you all do have 2 hero points.
Oh.
I'm going to use
I
my
have
second hero point to reroll.
I have a 12.
I have an 18.
I have an 11.
Did you use both of them, Thalanor?
Mm-hmm. And 11's still the highest.
Damn. Okay. So, Barachiel, you pass. Azazel and Thalanor, you feel this strange, like, tingling sensation in you, and it looks as though, like a transparent, like, almost image of yourselves is, like, being pulled from your bodies for a moment, and then, like, it kind of snaps off and turns into a wisp and is sucked into the canopy where you see Lamb standing there with this strange device, in her hands, perhaps a lantern, and is pulled into this.
What the fuck? So my soul just left my body and is going into a lantern?
Yep.
Can I
So-
fucking roll a hero point to re-roll then?
I mean, it's kind of happened already, but sure, why not?
No. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay.
All right, I'm going to shout, this, the little one, kill it. Pointing at the fairy creature instead of the demon creature.
Lamb, they're as in terms of size, they're like normal. I mean, wolf's pretty big. Lamb's about 6'1".
Okay, I thought she was like a fairy. Okay. Attack the female.
All
That's my
right.
plan.
So the first one to act in combat is Lamb. So she's actually going to use her essence lantern. So at the beginning of combat, enemies must make a test Constitution, Stamina versus their spell power. If they fail, Lamb can take control of each victim who failed one time, if she chooses to. So you see her hand dive into this lantern where it appears as almost like your soul went Azazel. And she begins to fiddle around in there. And as she does so, you hear a strange laugh begin to emanate. He's a peculiar one, isn't he? He has potential. And you feel this this uncontrolled urge to turn and strike the closest friendly ally. So who would that be?
All right, I make a fist and I punch Stalinor in the face.
Do you have a sword in your hand?
I sincerely doubt I'm the closest ally to you, seeing how I just got out of a bush from a hiding position.
Oh, yeah,
It's from
okay.
me.
So I turn around and I punch Barahel in the face, the hilt of my sword.
No, you're going to cut him.
What?
You're going to cut him.
Do I get to make a save against this?
No, you did. That's what that thing was at the beginning of the combat. You failed.
Oh, so it's a okay. All right, let me roll against it. I don't know what's happening to me. And inside my mind, I see a small boy in a field, and the sky gets dark, and like this hand comes down from heaven and grabs my head and says, "Do my will." Ah! All right. That's going to be 8 plus 6. 14 to hit.
So I believe that'll miss Barahile.
I don't know what I'm doing. Ah!
Yeah, so Azazel has, just a blur of movement turned on you and began lashing out at you. So next would actually be you, Barahire.
I see. I'm going to... Very nice. I'm going to rush forward toward this lamb character, and I'm going to try and turn her inside out with a spear. 9. Oh, plus my fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus my spear thing. Plus 6, so 15.
So that'll hit.
Okay, so my I didn't get any stun points, so my damage is just going to be... Ooh, okay, so it's going to be 11.
All right, so as your spear drives into her flesh, you feel this just cold, chilling sensation come over you. Suddenly you are racked with pain, as it looks like you can see these faces, these forms in this lantern moving and rushing out, spiraling up the spear and assaulting you. So you do damage to her, but you need to make a willpower courage test.
Okay. It's gonna be. What's my willpower at? That's 0. It's gonna be a 13.
Let's see. Shit. All right, so that'll succeed. So you manage to like brush off this feeling of dread. However, you do end up taking 4 points of piercing damage from these strange spirits that assaulted you when you attacked her. So your armor will reduce it by 2, so it'll be 2 damage total that you will take.
But I have 7 armor.
Right, it's 7. Oh, you're right. Never mind.
Ha ha! See, I stabbed this fucking thing. Foul creature! I'll send you back to hell!
She makes no. She doesn't appear to make any like movement or wince in pain or anything as the spear enters her, and no blood flows from her wound. Valinor, you're up.
Okay, so does she take control of me too?
She hasn't yet.
Alrighty then, I'm going to also go for Lamb and try to kill her. Rapier attack. Uh, 9, so I'm guessing that misses.
It does.
I will use an activate of my dual weapon style and give myself +1 defense.
Okay. So yeah, you see Valinor leap up and begin to stab and thrust at her, but to no avail at the moment. Wolf turns, his gaze scanning the 3 of you before leveling on Azazel. He rushes forward and lashes out with this large sword of his. 16, so I believe that'll hit. Drop my dice. 13 points of damage.
Just a gush of blood comes out like just a fountain and just trickles all over the land. I'm lost in my mind and I'm just feeling this pain and damage. The hand that's coming out of the sky grabbing my head is now like twisting on my head off my neck, where I guess I'm just blinded and taken over by Lamb. So.
All right, so then it actually goes back to William's turn. You see her beat her wings and just kind of hop over to another area, putting some distance between these 2 people assaulting her, between Berahile and Thalinor. And she begins to utter some arcane words, it looks like, the lantern waving back and forth, a mist, or perhaps more than a mist, seeping out of it. Okay. Alright, so she casts a spell, and you see one of the spirits lance out of this and hit Wolf in the chest. He seems to tense and bulge and flex for a moment, and then goes back to a more normal posture. So then it goes back to the top, which is Azazel.
Okay. Am I still under control?
No, she can only do it one time.
All right. Well, I am going to attack Wolf. I will rush him. And I'm just going to try and flay him open. So I have a total of 18 to hit, and
that'll hit.
I've generated 6 stunt points.
Sure.
All right. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do lethal blow and skirmish. So after I hit him, I'm going to move myself back 2 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first damage is 10 plus 5, so it's going to be 15, and the other 2 die is going to be 11. So for a total of 26 damage.
Okay, good hit.
So I rush over to him. Swords drawn. Get the fuck away, guys! They're monsters! Ah! And I jump and leap. I catch him right in his belly. This thing's made out of rock. Fuck! I leap back. Ah! Run! Run while you still can!
Excellent. So Barahile, it is your turn now.
Alright, still focusing on this fucking thing in front of me with this weird sensor filled with souls. Totally fucking freaked out, but I'm going to continue trying to murder it as best I can. So I'm going to rush forward and attack. Oh, baby. Alright, that's good. That's going to be a fucking 16 plus my fighting, which is 4 plus 2, so 16 plus 6, 22 to hit.
Oh yeah, that would definitely hit.
And I have 4 stun points.
Okay.
Let me just check what I got here in terms of stunts. Fighting. Got 4?
Mm-hmm.
4. Okay. Let's do lightning attack now. Okay, I'm gonna taunt Wolf.
Okay.
And I'm going to knock prone this lamb creature. And then I roll my damage.
So the taunt, that's what is that? Opposed rolls of some sort?
Yeah, I'm just going to roll damage first, and then I'll get to that in 1 second. I got 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah, and the taunt it says here is you insult or distract one opponent you trust within 10 yards. You make an opposed test of your communication deception versus the target's willpower self-discipline.
Okay.
And I have communication deception.
Okay. I got 13.
Okay, I've already beaten that without. I got 15.
All right. So as you strike Lamb, you immediately draw the ire of Wolf, indicated by a low growl as his gaze turns and fixes on you.
Okay.
Next is Thalanor.
Alright, I'm going to charge attack Lamb.
Charging for the +1, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see.
She's prone as well, so it's another +1.
17.
That'll hit.
What's her dex, Heath?
Her dex is 4.
Okay, so it's a tie, so I can't pinpoint. I get 3 stump points, So I'm going to do Pierce Armor for 1, and then Mighty Blow.
Awesome. Okay.
And I got 10 plus. This is going to be pretty good. 16 points of damage.
Okay. That's a good hit.
Yeah, with Armor Pen. So, like, Thalanor throws his cloak in front of him, completely blinding where he's coming from, and then you see a hole puncture through the cloak, and the rapier go and stab into her, then quickly withdraw from it.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Beautifully done. So, Wolf turns his back on you, Azazel, and beats his wings and leaps into the air, hurling at Barahile. So 16, I believe that hits you, Barahile.
16 is my defense, yeah.
Okay. So that hits, and yeah, he's gonna spend. He's got 2 stuff points. He's gonna spend, and you see, he slashes at you with his sword, and comes back around and punches at you with this just spiked, gnarly hilt, which you can see it has pierced actually through in various spots on his hand, affixing it quite firmly. But they're triangular and nasty, and are going to leave gaping, bleeding wounds. So he's going to use his Grievous Wound Stun. So what that's going to do is, for the next 2 turns, at the beginning of your turn, you take your Constitution and Penetrating damage.
Okay.
And damage he deals pretty fucking weak sauce. 9.
9, and I block 7 of that, so I take what? 2?
2.
Okay. Sounds good.
So then it goes back to Lamb's turn. Not happy with this assault from Thalanor, you see her hand plunge into the lantern, and her head turns and looks at you, quirks sideways for a moment. Ha! You would make a good specimen for him as well. Quite the catch, I'd say. And suddenly you feel your body begin to move of its, not of its own volition. And she's going to force you to turn and stab out, run away, run towards Azazel. She's going to force you to turn, run towards Azazel, get you away from her, and stab out and attack him.
At Azazel?
Yep.
Okay.
Thalanor, no! Thalanor, no!
17.
Is your dex higher than his?
Yeah. What's your dex, Azazel?
Dose.
Okay. It's not too bad. 9 points of damage. Or, I'm sorry, 12 points of damage. I lied.
So the blood comes seeping out of my nose, my mouth, my eyes, and my knees start to buckle. Ugh! You're just like holding me by the hilt of your sword. Ugh! Just like dripping in your face. Ugh!
I can't talk either, right? Because she has complete control of my body.
For the moment, until the end of her turn. You just look like a man possessed. So that will be the end of her turn, which goes back to the top, which is Azazel.
So you, Thalanor, around your sword, you feel the muscles tighten, and it's like there's a hand grabbing the sword. And you see like my forearms begin to grow. The hair on my neck starts to bush out, and my body starts to stretch. My snout starts to grow, and fangs bulge, and my eyes turn bright yellow. And you see this giant, what appears to be Wolfman, standing over you, towering, and just lets out a mighty roar. And yeah, so I shift.
Okay, beautiful. You see Wolf's head turns at this, and his gaze meets yours, Azazel. And there's that just sharp, toothy smile once more. Good, good. The real hunt begins. And then it's Bearhawk's turn.
All right. So still intent on fucking murdering this lady with the censer. I've chosen her as my target, and I'm going to kill her. So I'm going to do attack again. Big bucks, no whammy. Okay. 8 and 5, 13 plus 4, 17 with 4 stun points.
It's going to hit.
All right. My stun points. Can you do the same stun twice? No?
No.
Okay.
The only one that you can do multiple times is skirmish. There'll be like that little indicator bubble. It means you
Gotcha.
can buy it multiple times.
Okay, I got 4, so I will do. Man,
Seize the initiative.
what is that? Ooh.
That's a good one.
That means instead of it being her turn, it'll be your turn.
Yeah,
Again.
I'll do that. That's a good idea. Yeah, good call. Okay, I want to roll my damage. We're looking at 9 points of damage.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and basically just whack her with my shield, which is on the ground.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's a pretty hard blow. You see her buckle a bit under the weight of it. So after Bear Hylas is Azazel.
Back to hell, monstrosity!
I'm sorry, did I say Azazel? I meant Thalanor.
Regaining control of myself, I'm going to see the hulking Beastman in front of me and turn and run back at Lamb, and I'm going to yell to Barachael, Azazel shifted into some kind of monster!
No.
And I'm going to attack Lamb. Charge attack again. Jesus, that's not good. 4, 5.
She's still prone, question mark?
That's gonna miss.
Yeah, I guess I didn't say she got up, so.
So you got
Oh,
plus
she's
1 then.
I don't think it's gonna hit anyways. 2, 4. It would be a 10.
No, that's going to be pretty shy. So then it'll go to Wolf's turn.
Can I use hero points like in Fate, give them to somebody else?
Yeah, there's a list of what you can do with them.
Because I would like Donor to re-roll that.
So I'll take a quick moment here and tell you what you can do with the different hero points, just so because you guys have been using them. You may have forgot that you've had them or what they can do. So you can, when you're dealt damage from a single source, you can spend one of the hero points to reduce the damage by half. You can use a hero point to re-roll your dice roll. You could also use a hero point to aid a friend, if you could, by some means, whether shouting directions, giving aid in some reasonable fashion to give them a +2 to the roll.
I can't make me roll it, no?
I don't think a +12 would hit him either.
Can I just give him one so he can reroll? Or is that not possible?
You know what? I'll let you. Absolutely. You can give one of your hero points if you'd like to let him reroll.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll reroll that shit.
Make it count, son.
Yeah, that one, 10, 14. That's going to be an 18.
Oh, yeah, then that'll hit.
And it's 4 stump points. So what I'll do...
I'm going to throw up in the side chat here what they do for you guys, so you know.
Okay, I'm going to do Pierce Armor, and then I'm going to do Lightning Attack. So I'll roll damage for this one first.
Okay.
That's going to be 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'll roll my Lightning Attack.
Oh, you know what I'm forgetting to do?
13. And that'll be a 16.
That'll hit. However, I've been forgetting to do this. When you strike her, you feel this strange sense of dread overcome you, and it looks as though strange forms, wisps of something, in essence, moves out of that lantern, that sensor that she has, to wrap around and assail you. So you must make a willpower courage test versus her spell power.
It's a 12.
All right, that is going to fail. So now, as this unnatural fury of these things assails you and your senses, you suffer -1 to tests involving Lamb for the rest of the encounter, as you are attacked by these things, and you take her intelligence and damage, which is 4.
Okay, so my armor absorbs that.
Well, it is piercing. So I don't know if you piercing it will ignore half your armor.
Oh, it's just automatically piercing without stunts or anything?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll take 2 points of damage from it then. She takes 19 damage altogether.
All right, you attacked her twice?
Yep, because of lightning strike, or lightning attack.
All right. Well, I'm not going to make you roll again. It's not cumulative, that -1, but you will take the damage a second time.
I get to make a second test though, right?
That's to see if you suffer the penalty.
Oh, so I take the damage anyways. I got you. So I'll take 2 more.
All right. However, that's a pretty mighty blow you struck on Lamb. You see her hand kind of come up weakly, and you hear her call out. Wolf, Wolf, come to my aid. And Wolf's gaze, which was once fixed on Azazel, turns. Yes, Lamb calls and Wolf follows.
When she says that, when she says woof, woof, I say, fight or flee, bitch.
Okay. So now
she's gonna have a bad time.
That was funny. So it's actually going to go to Wolf's turn. And he's going to charge you, Thalanor, since you're the one who struck her low. So 17, I believe, is going to hit. Have you been taking your Constitution and damage, by the way, Bear Heil? I believe it's been 2 turns.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, 17 hits.
All right, and so he was under the effects of Strings of Fate. So whenever he generates stump points, he gets an extra 1. So that is going to put him up to 4 stump points, and he's going to spend those. And he's just going to lightning attack. Not at all pleased what you did to his ally. So the first attack does 14 points of damage.
Roger.
And then his lightning attack, let's see if this hits. 16?
Yeah, 16 hits.
Okay, his second attack is 12 points. And then with his last stump point, he's going to skirmish and put himself between Lamb and everyone else. And then that'll go up to Barahile at the top of the initiative order.
Yes, sir. All right. So with my spear, I can attack things up to 3 yards away. Can I attack around this guy?
Technically, you could, yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. Lamb has to die.
Kill.
Yeah. Oh, baby. All right. It's going to be 19 to hit.
Oh yeah,
We're looking
at let's go ahead.
We're looking at 6 stud points. I don't mean to
Okay.
allow anyone.
Okay.
But I'm gonna kill her.
You good?
I'm gonna do lethal blow.
Okay.
And skirmish. But yeah. So let's see. Oh yeah! Fucking yeah! 20 points of damage.
All right. So, for all
I'm gonna move myself around.
What's it look like as you run her through? And she goes limp, laying there, the light fading from this lantern or this sensor.
I've got this big fucking wolf demon in my grill, and I'm not happy about it. So I throw my shield up, and he kind of prepares to get hit, but I just dodge to the side and lash out with the spear around behind him, right in the throat of this fucking thing, this demon creature. And there's just a gurgle, pull it back out, and I just look at this wolf fucker. I'm like, you're next.
Yeah, he looks pissed, just straight pissed. So then it goes to Azazel.
You see Azazel walk over. Swords drawn, massive man. He's looking about 6'5", and his body temperature is like 125 degrees. Heat is just emanating off his shoulders, and he's going to run, charge, and attack Wolf. All right, so that's 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, and I generated 1 stump point, of which I will skirmish. I'm going to try and move him back from the party and isolate him with me.
Okay.
Okay. And that will do 16 points of damage.
Okay.
So I run up to him, just like this massive body against massive body, like just like 2 hunks of meat smack it into each other.
Get away from them. Valinor, run!
Yeah, it is now Thalinor's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just attack Wolf and not run.
Man mode.
Okay, fine. It's going to be 15.
That'll hit.
All right. Sadly, no stump points though. What's his dex?
Yours is higher. His is only 2.
Okay. 12 points of damage
Okay.
as I stab him from the side with my rapier.
Okay. Then it'll come around to Wolf's turn, I do believe. So you're all on top of him. He's going to turn his ire to, I believe Azazel hit him the hardest. So you're probably the most worthy prey. He's going to use his major action.
I use a minor action to spit in his eye.
Okay. Okay. Classy. Okay. So that is 19 to hit, and he got some stuff points. He's going to use those.
Now he's already used a few stunts. Does he get to keep using the same stunts?
Oh, he's rolling them. Actually, here's the. If you can see that, and the metal dice is my stunt dice. That's a 6.
Alright, well, let's get on with it.
Yeah, so he is going to lightning attack and mighty blow.
Okay.
So his first attack, 13 points of damage plus mighty blow for 17. His second attack, let's see if he hits. 15. Does 15 hit you?
Yes.
All right, and damage. Uh, 11, so that'll be, what did I say it was? 15 or 15 and 11. I think it's like 27 points total.
You just rolled 15 points of damage?
For
And
his one
11?
attack. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like 20 some odd points total. 27. 26.
Okay. Well, my body opens up like a can of sardines. This armor's just fucking shredded. Like man meat's hardly holding in organs that are trying to spill out between my exposed ribs. And the blood's just running out of my snout. I'm still standing.
Okay. Barachiel, you're up.
All right.
He's dealt a pretty
I'll say-
grievous blow to your friend Azazel.
I'm going to turn to this fucker and say, I killed your little friend. I'm going to kill you too. And I'm going to kill him. 10, 16 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit.
Okay. No stunt points.
Oh shit, he's multiplying.
10 points of damage with my spear.
Okay.
So I'm going to basically, like, he's surrounded, I'm guessing. I'm going to try and jab for the back of his knee. Slap him in there. I want to say, look at me! Face me, you coward!
All right. So it's going to go to Azazel next.
All right. Azazel, his swords are getting slippery in his hand from his own blood. His vision's beginning to blur. His heart is starting to get slow in his chest. Boom, 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 boom. The figure of the wolf starts to blur in front of his eyes. Everything starts to swirl as he swings. Ugh. All right, so 17 to hit. And I generated no spot points, so let me roll damage. So that will be 8 plus 7 for 15 points.
Okay. Pretty hardy blow.
So I jab it right underneath his collarbone, and I'm like trying to separate the bone from his shoulder, just like a lever to plop it off.
As you do that, something strange kind of happens. The flesh peels back, and you do see it looks like some bone, along with a bit of chain, and his shoulder, as we know where the skin is tearing away. There's a glint of steel, along with some symbols. Now,
Does it look like his bones are made out of steel? Is that what you're telling me?
something like that, yeah. Now, Barahile, this strikes you as odd.
Strikes me as odd as well.
That symbol on the pauldron, you recall seeing it somewhere before.
Oh shit! Really?
Yes. It looks like it's an invariable symbol for the word power.
Unacceptable.
So then it's Thalanor.
This thing, it's some kind of golem.
I'm going to just drop my rapier and my mangosh and jump up in the air, my cape flying, and bare my fangs. They shoot down out of my mouth, and then I'm going to fly down at him and attempt to bite him.
Okay.
Baby, baby, baby. Fucking 3 6s.
Oh shit.
Get ready for this shit.
Here's the thing too. This is talked about for the ages. This tale of your daring, your heroism, your beautiful leap and attack is spread throughout the world in bars. Bards sing of this.
Does everyone know about his fangs then?
Well, this is. I'll let him narrate it as something that's happening in the future, as this has become legendary.
Okay.
It's the cape vein. That's what it is. Because when I fly up in the air, the cape cascades down in front of me, creating this black amorphous blob, and you can't see where I'm at. And then there's these 2 white flashes as I come down and hit onto his neck, and I feel the hot blood. Now I'm going to use 3 stunt points to fucking feed on him. I'm going to use 1 for armor pen and then 1 for mighty blow.
Okay.
This one too. Oh yeah, and actually it's going to be 3 because I have higher dex than him. It's not a great roll. 11 points of damage. I'm going to regain half of that as health. Plus my con.
As you bite down and begin to drink on him, it's thick, it's coagulated, it's not satisfying, it's not alive.
Oh!
Oh, so it doesn't give me health?
You can still regain the health, but you notice that about it like immediately.
Alright, well I'm gonna just keep drinking attached to him until he does something about it.
So, since this is legendary, what is it perhaps about this? Is this some kind of brilliant maneuver rogues throughout the ages after trying to emulate?
It's the cape vein.
Fame?
It's jumping up into the air and then throwing your cape in front of you to obscure your opponent's vision. and then coming down and attacking through it.
Awesome. All right, excellent. So now it's Wolf's turn. He's pissed, upset, and he goes to grab you, like as you're hanging there, Thalanor, and just grabs you by the scruff, this cape twist, and pulls and pulls. You can feel the skin tearing and begin to give way, and finally he rips you off and tosses you back onto the ground. When he does this, though, however, the flesh is ripped completely off. Where Azazel had stabbed him, and you have like in your mouth, kind of between your hands, what looks to be like a pauldron of some sort. So when his turn, he's going to turn. He grabs Lamb, throws her over his shoulder, and beats his wings, leaping high into the air, and begins to fly away. This thick ichor dripping behind him, and you hear as he's taking off with him speaking, "Fear not, Lamb. Father will fix you."
Nope. I'm gonna fly after him.
Okay.
I'm gonna beat my ridiculously gorgeous wing and take off into the air, spear thrust in front of me, and I'm gonna chase this fucker and I'm gonna stab him in his bum.
Okay.
So 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, so I just have 2 stunt points. 2. I'm going to knock him prone.
Okay, so he's going to lose altitude.
Perfect. It's going to do 11 points of damage. So I run up behind or fly up behind this guy, outfly him faster than him, turn in the air, and then smack him with the rim of my shield. Boom! And he just begins to fall towards the ground. I'm going to start diving after him.
Okay. Well, they're currently up in the air having like some aerial skirmishing combat going on. So what do you guys want to do? I suppose we can stay here in initiative order.
It's going to be like you see Hulk's, like this guy's legs just flex, and he's going to try to jump and hit this creature.
Yes.
All right, so go ahead and make a strength test. I believe there's a focus for jumping or leaping as well.
All right. Well, I got a +7 at the moment. So that is 10 + 6 + 7.
Yeah, you spring high enough in the air.
So let me describe it here for a second here for you.
Okay.
He gets down low to the ground, and you see the pebbles just start to fucking rise. And you see like these little twigs. He leaps up in the air, there's like this gush, and the leaves start to blare out. Like some of them hit Stalinor in the face, and it's just like this mighty... As he flies up into the air, his shoulders back, his sword's up, and he's going to pierce into this creature.
Okay.
It's like a fucking kebab.
What's happening?
All right. So 16 plus 6 is going to be 22 to hit. I do.
Okay.
And damage is 9 plus 7 for another 16 points of damage.
Okay.
So as I come up, I see his wings flapping. And right where the wings connect to his shoulder blades, that's where the blades come in. And I churn my wrist. You're coming down with me. I'm going to try and drag him down with me with my blade still through him.
All right. Something else I want you to do is to make yourself a willpower self-discipline check.
All right.
I think that's been neglected.
Well, it's usually I attack the closest person to me, but... Oh, yeah, I ace it.
Okay.
That's going to be 13 plus 3 for 16.
Okay. All right, so yeah, you see Wolf beating his large wings as that
So
bully comes in.
I whispered to his ear, "I'm gonna fuck your corpse, Wolf."
Okay. And then it'll be Thalanor.
Is how close to the ground are they now?
They're not that close. Wolf got pretty high, and then some ungodly like leaping prowess from Azazel in his new form has allowed him to hurl himself up. They're probably, I mean, easily, 15 yards above the ground.
He jumped 15 yards into the air.
Yeah, with that like 18 roll there, it was pretty ridiculous. It was a fairly high DC. Somehow he pulled it off.
I thought my weight was dragging him down. I guess not.
Where's her lantern?
It's still like coiled around, like hanging from her arm.
I'm gonna shoot the lantern with my gun.
Okay.
Uh, 15.
Yeah, that'll hit it. So it falls to the ground. Right.
Excellent. I'm not even gonna roll damage because I'm just gonna walk over and take it.
Okay. Okay. So Wolf's turn. He's going to continue flying into the air.
I'm in his way.
Yeah, he's going to attack you, but he's going to keep flying.
Okay.
He's going to leave, put more distance between, himself and that weird beast man. So 16.
Yep.
And well, the Screams of Fate's gone, unfortunately, because Lamb's out, so that's a bummer. He'll just use he'll just Mighty Blow then. God damn. Dies. It's 18 points of damage. Actually, he at this point, I almost forgot. He's going to add +3 to his damage because his pain as power has kicked in for 21 points of damage.
Yawn.
And then he's going to use his minor to keep flying, ascending another 15 yards into the air. At this point, you can't leap up and attack him. Azazel is pretty much bare a heil at this point. You can do anything.
So I jumped up in the air and fell back down?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it's like the fucking Terminator at the beginning of the movie. This guy knelt down in this fucking crater.
Alright, I'm gonna fly after this fucker. Again, trying to get in front of him and trying to smack him.
Has combat ended here for me?
For you two, it's done.
Alright, I'm gonna roll
right now,
to see if I can transfer him back.
Yeah, right now, Bear Heil and Wolf are apparently engaged in single combat.
And I'm gonna sprint into the woods and use stealth.
Alright, I get a 13.
Alright, so
for my
you're
willpower
good.
save.
You can revert.
So you see this man, and he's crouched like the fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2. There's fucking huge dent in like this crater. And his body just shrinks down, and he's exhausted. You see like his hand hit the girth, and it has giant nails coming out, but then it shrinks back down to normal human size. Curls up into a ball.
Alright, I'm 16 stealth, and I'm diving into the bushes with the lantern.
Yeah, you're good to go. You are a stealth master, a shadow among shadows.
Alright, I'm gonna fly and put my spear in this guy's bum.
Okay.
Phrasing.
Ah, yes. Okay. We're looking at 5 stub points and
Okay.
a total to hit of 16.
That'll hit.
Okay. Fucking 5. I need to knock him down again. How far does he fall when I knock him prone?
He loses his altitude. Oh, shit, I can't recall exactly. I want to say it's like a quarter of his speed he descends.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will just hit him with a lethal blow. Pow.
Okay.
Try and kill this fucker. Nope, that's a dice on the ground. That's good. Okay. We are looking 17
Okay.
points of damage.
Okay, let's see here.
So I fly up behind him and I try and lacerate one of his wings, but it hurts him, I'm assuming. I'm hoping.
Oh yeah, there's multiple cuts and punctures on his body. It looks as though one of his shoulders, like the muscle and whatnot, is torn away. That pauldron that was beneath the flesh was ripped off with Thalinor, so you just see like just looks like beneath that tendon and bits of steel and some flesh. And like faint ticking sounds are emanating from it.
The pauldron is not on him anymore.
No. When he had pulled Thalinor off, Thalinor had ripped that off with him.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm going to chase him until I kill him or he kills me.
Okay. He's still not down yet. He's looking pretty worse for wear though. So he's going to attack. He's going to attack you. There's no way you're fine. Alright, so he's going to hit. He's going to roll his damage. Which is 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And then he's going to keep flying. He's booking it too. It's another 15 yards of movement.
Okay. I will fly and I will stab him.
You guys are finding like the sound of battle is fading.
So hold on, no, it's not, because after I've gotten up, I've been chasing them on foot through the limbs of the trees, trying to keep pace.
Okay. You're running.
My man tits bouncing up and down.
You're running through the trees, like kind of thing.
Not on the tree tops, but underneath.
Okay, gotcha.
Looking through the canopy.
So let's cut back to Thalinor. What's Thalinor doing with this weird scissor hidden in the woods?
Just waiting.
Just waiting. Okay.
And I've got my arms out like I'm carrying a bag of groceries.
Okay. So yeah, then back to Barachael.
Okay. I'm fighting him. So it's gonna be. It's gonna be 16. 10 plus 6.
No hit.
All right. It's just one dice. Right. Okay, 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Slashing again at his wing, hoping to maybe remove one eventually.
Okay, let me.
No, I'll say to him, the hunter has become the hunted. You're a coward. Face me.
Kill him, Rahal. Kill.
Mark that off. Um, he's going to keep on flying and attack you. It's his course of action. Making this really difficult, Barahile.
I'm gonna kill him. I've done like 100 damage. He definitely is gonna be dead soon.
I've done 72 myself at least.
Yeah, not quite that much due to armor and stuff.
How much armor can he have?
I'm not at liberty to tell you that. But yeah, he's going to hit, and he's going to roll his damage.
So my run speed is 22. Am I able to keep up with these guys?
You, as long as they're not dashing in the air right now, which they're not.
Yeah,
so,
they can't dash because they're fighting.
Correct. So he's going to hit you again for 14 points of damage this time, and then keep flying.
Alrighty. I'm going to fly after him and attack him with my spear.
Okay. So Stalin, Ordo, you just waiting? Are you inspecting the sensor, or?
I'm formulating ideas with it. Like, I'm seeing myself going back to town and finding a bum or like a low status person and seeing if I can mind control them using it.
Okay. Okay.
But right now it's just my imagination's running wild with the possibilities of the lantern.
Gotcha. So did you hit him? How much damage did you do? All that good stuff.
I think I've hit him. 15.
That'll
9
hit.
plus 6. Alright, I've got 4 stun points. I'm going to use those stun points to... 4, huh? Lightning attack.
Disarm him.
Disarm him. Ooh.
2 points.
Okay, I will knock prone, skirmish, and disarm him.
Okay. So you got to make opposed strength checks or attacks for the disarm, I believe.
Right. I'm just going to go ahead and do my damage first.
Okay.
Yes. It's going to be 12 points of damage. Then skirmish will knock him 2 yards down towards the ground. Knock him prone will knock him another whatever distance towards the ground. And disarm, opposed attack roll if you win the test.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got to make opposed attack rolls. Okay, so that's fighting. He got. If you beat an 18, you're good.
Yeah, unlikely. 9.
I want to give him a hero point to reroll.
It's really not how they work. That was like a one-time thing.
Maybe here's what I do. If would an extra 2 points help you?
It would make me win. Yeah, I'm currently on 7.
All right. So what I do is your spear slips, but I throw up another sword and you catch it in mid-air and then come thrashing down with it.
They're like hundreds, probably, of feet right now above the ground. That one doesn't seem plausible to me.
Okay,
So
then
valiant
I
effort.
shout words of encouragement to give him a +2, whichever fucking works, buddy.
You can do it! I'm like, okay, I can do it. Pow! That'll put me to a 19.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Words of encouragement. You hear them carried on the breeze, and it dislodges his sword from his hand somehow, despite it being like
So you see the sword come down, and I hold it like a lady in the lake.
So it's knocked 1d6 plus strength yards away. I rolled a 6, so it's knocked 9 yards away.
It's 27 feet and then descending. So, yeah.
All right, so it's flying towards the ground.
All right. So with nothing else to do, he's going to start dashing through the air. He's picking up speed and just fucking booking it, man.
Can I try
at
to
this
pop off a
point-
shot with my pistol?
I mean, you can if you. Well, no, it's too far. It's out of range. At this point,
Wait a
you're not
minute. You're
gonna
telling
be
me
able-
you're telling me I can't go redneck and shoot my gun?
Long range is 16 yards. I know. I've been wanting to do it too.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is I want to pop a shot.
You can shoot it, sure. Yeah, go ahead. Just fire
I
one
pull this
up.
fucking gun. I'm like, you're a piece of shit, and I mark you for life.
Okay.
Right
All
on
right.
the bullet is written, fuck you. As you see it flying through the air.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't hit him, but it splits one of his feathers that has fallen to the ground.
Okay. So, so he's going to start dashing. At this point, you're not going to be able to engage in combat with him anymore, just because of how the actions are going to work.
Okay, I will chase him to the very ends of the earth.
He's faster than you.
I go and I
Well, I
grab
will
the sword.
follow as far as I can. Like, this guy is not getting away. He's definitely bad news.
Yeah, you follow him for some distance. It looks as though the city behind you.
Can he dash carrying another person? That seems pretty heavy for dash.
Yeah, he's good to go.
Yeah, but he's taken hundreds of points of damage.
You would
He's got a
think he'd have to drop lamb to dash.
No, he's good to go. So yeah, you chase him for some distance before he begins to outpace you, Lloyd. The forest is, diminishing behind you. You can see, a mountain range growing. It looks as though he's heading towards. Before you finally give up. Huh?
Can I try and taunt him? Like,
He's too far.
Roleplay attack him before he gets too far? Just shout at him like, what the fuck are you doing? You're a coward! How dare you flee from me?
I mean, if you feel so inclined,
You are the prey!
sure.
I am the hunter! Guy's a coward. I'm stunned.
Yeah. Oh, try to taunt him. Try to taunt him to attack you.
Right.
Yeah, so he comes back.
He's not. He's pretty far. You're hollering
Okay, how
at
about
him.
this? I take out my longbow and I start shooting at him. That's what I want to do.
Oh, touche. That's a good point.
When he starts to outpace me, I'll take out my longbow and start shooting.
Lloyd, it's just not gonna work.
Not gonna happen. All right.
It's just not gonna work. Let's just. I go over. I grab his giant sword, and
I fucking hate this guy. I want him to die.
And I try to keep side of Barahal.
Yeah, he's like a dot in the sky at this point.
I'm just screaming the words "coward" over and over again.
It echoes through the mountains. Coward,
Yeah.
coward, coward.
Wolf, you are a coward. You are craven. Your father is craven. Your mother's a whore. All
Okay.
that stuff. Until he vanishes.
Okay.
I'll kill you someday, you son of a bitch.
Okay. Absolutely. You. So no longer in combat. You fly, make your way back.
You see me waving on the ground.
Very annoyed at not having killed this thing, I'll return in a sulk.
I have his giant sword strapped to my back. How big is this thing? Is there any arcane runes or?
It's a great sword, and the hilt is covered in large, nasty barbs and spikes, impossible to wield without impaling your own hand.
I pull up my file and start filing it down.
It doesn't seem to have any effect on this weird black iron.
This shit's fucking magic. And you see dollar signs in my eyes. Ching, ching.
Alright, so I land and I say that that wolf creature got away. I chased them as long as I could.
It was.
They flew towards the mountains.
The mountains.
I started to make haste.
Did I tell you what we found in the mountains?
No.
An airship.
Mm.
And I tell them all about the story as we make our way back to Valinor.
It's worth mentioning too that it wasn't that particular mountain range. It was the one.
Yeah, I get it. We chased him to another continent.
When I see you guys coming, I get out of the bush and I walk out swinging the lantern. Hey guys, look what I got.
And I show you, look what I got.
They're going to be a lot less formidable without these things.
Hey, let's go back to that cabin and see if I can return the souls that were stolen.
Hmm.
Hmm. All right.
And I look for the cubs. Do I see them anywhere?
Actually, before I do that, I want to hold up the lantern and kind of like swing it back and forth and look at Azazel. And I'm going to flutter my eyes and say, "Return, soul of Azazel."
Hazel stands there and kind of trembles back and forth like he has Parkinson's disease.
Um, where once the lantern or the censer, was glowing with, this sickly pale light, with what appear to be, faces and stuff moving in it. It's now dull and dead, empty on the inside. There is, like, you can sense it now, in its presence. The hair on the back of your neck stands up, and just a kind of feeling of almost like remorse, tinged with fear, just kind of permeates from it.
Vario's looking around at this incredible stuff that we picked up. None of it seems to work. None of it's functional. And the fucking bad guy got away. He's pretty angry about the situation.
And there is that pauldron.
There is that pauldron, yeah. But he kneels down and he swears an oath that he's going to kill these two. And whatever they mentioned about their father, that guy's going to die too. But yeah, I'll take a look at this pauldron.
So looking it over, it looks familiar. You can, recall back from your days in Nurendalia of the talk about the virtues of the Averial. A story at one point comes to mind of some great Averial general from times long past, and this grand armor that he wore, and how it was broken up into different pieces, and then perhaps it strikes you that you too have a similar piece of armor.
So is it in bad condition, or is it?
It's absolutely pristine, just like the one that you wear, which has a symbol carved in it that in Averial translates to courage.
All right. Well, I'll pick it up and I will kind of, what would you say? In awe, I will place it on my shoulder and attach it to my armor.
I look at it and say, "Nice, I bit that off of him."
Yeah, as you do so, as you place it on, you feel like a wellspring of power. You almost feel like this intangible line, like running from the pauldron to your piece of armor, as if like tethering together. And there's like a flash, an image in your mind of some different short, sharp words. That really they don't really mean anything to you. It sounds kind of like gibberish at first, and then it slowly kind of comes together. And what are these words?
That's a good question. I guess it's a bunch of words in the sort of antiquitous, the ancient speech of my people. So it's kind of hard to understand at first. But it's a series of words that are virtues, things that the Averial think are very important. So courage is in there, power, and I kind of get this flash of like all the virtues and the ones that, or the one that I failed at, and I see a vision of this armor completed, and then I stretch my wings out and let out a cheer. I will reunite this, or recreate this artifact of my people.
As you let out this cheer and your wings outstretched, there's like a brilliant white light that just seems to shine off and emanate off your wings, lancing up into the sky. A similar burning light shoots kind of out from your eyes, and your voice almost thunders and booms for a moment as the armor is united, or a piece of it. He's quite a both terrifying and inspiring figure standing amongst you at the moment. So what that did was that unlocked the first power of the legacy armor, Barahile, which works very much. You could think of it as a thaumaturgy-like effect, where you can create a glow, a halo of aura around you, off your wings to your eyes, raise your voice into like a thunderous boom. The ground could seem to almost quake beneath your footsteps as well.
Awesome. Love it. All right, well then, with this newfound power of my voice, I will fly up into the sky and I will boom my voice and I will shout after Wolf. I will say, "I will find you, you coward, coward, coward." It will echo through the whole world. And somewhere he's flying and he feels, for the first time in his life, a touch of fear.
Sure. Yep. So what's everybody else doing? What do you guys make of this new happenings?
I'm still playing.
My jaw's dropped, and I'm looking at Barahile like he's some kind of supernatural being. As you said, like light was coming out of his eyes and wings.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to think. I'm a little scared. What the hell's happening? What's going on today? What happened to me? I can hardly remember. Just fangs and fur.
It's been an interesting day. You seem to have turned into some sort of wolf creature. Is this known to you?
No, I knew nothing of it. Maybe it was a spell of this caster on the lamp. I felt as if my soul was being drug out of me. Maybe she put something wicked in.
She identified the other as wolf, and you turned into a wolf-like creature. Perhaps that's got something to do with it.
Maybe you're right.
Are you all right?
I feel okay. I mean...
And I go over to a tree, I cut off a branch, and as the sap starts to fill out, I'll take some of the sap and put it in my wounds to try to bind them together. I'm bleeding pretty heavily here.
Yeah, I think it's best that we return to town and seek some sort of aid.
I turn to them.
Fuck, this is not what I expected. There are more things in this world of which I had no idea. Maybe we should talk to Castiel. See if she knows of anything in the libraries.
Yes, she might know more about this. Definitely worth checking with her.
What puzzles my mind is I just don't understand the motives of a creature with such an unbelievable power going to a random farmhouse, attacking a farmman's wife and child, taking their organs. For what? For what purpose?
Yes, there's something very sinister going on.
With something with such an incredible power, why operate in this manner, like a ripper? It doesn't make sense. My mind is spinning.
Yeah, it identified itself as a hunter, and you would think that a hunter would go after worthy prey, not peasants.
Sometimes hunters take trophies.
Yes, I think we need to go speak to Cassiel. She might know something about this. We can ask at the guild as well if anyone has references to some sort of wolf and lamb.
And I finish cutting this tree and I make myself a bit of a cane to walk with. And try and lessen my blows.
Do you need assistance walking, Azazel? I can carry you.
Oh. No, no, no.
I think if we take these things back to the guild, Cassiel might be able to shed some light on what they are. This lantern definitely holds some power, even though it seems dull at the moment, and this sword as well.
And I look at the handle of the sword and it's just full of spikes.
Yeah, it's covered in various sized, triangular spikes and barbs. And if you recollect back to the battle when Wolf was holding it, his hand was impaled by this thing, but it didn't seem to affect him much at all.
What the fuck was that thing? Did you see it? It had like a metal skeleton with some kind of weird arcane language.
Yes, very, very odd.
Some type of eldritch blasphemy.
One of the most peculiar things that would probably stand out to you, Barahile, is that piece of armor that he had.
Yeah. He had wings too, right?
He did, as did Lamb.
Hmm. And
These
they were
things-
they were feathery wings?
They were.
They could have been some sort of corrupted Avariel. If he has this piece of armor, they both had wings. Very, very troubling. But beyond the realms of my knowledge. They mentioned a father as well. Perhaps a figurehead.
Sometimes they talk of gods as father. Maybe he was going to plead to some god to heal her.
And one of my eyes swells shut.
Balnor, you're unhurt?
Dandy. Let's go back to town. And I start walking.
Alright, yeah, we'll head back.
All right, so yeah, you guys find your way back to town. It takes some doing. By the time you get back, it's about 6 o'clock or so in the afternoon. The sun's getting low in the sky. Everything seems normal and cheery as it otherwise would normally.
I go to my room.
I take off my armor. My body has giant gashes. There's some water over on the table. From the top of my head, I pour it, and I just try to wash myself clean. There's like bits of rock and bone sticking out. I put my finger in one of my ribs, just does this cracking noise. My eyes roll in the back of my head, and I lay down on the bed.
Is there anyone at the guild? Is there like a librarian or like someone who would keep knowledge?
There is a large library, but it's been mostly abandoned. Cassiel has been going there and reading all these books, devouring these tomes voraciously. A lot of the guild hall is not really in respectable condition or working order, if you will, due to the fact that a bunch of the members, or I should say, what few members there are, there's not enough to cover all the jobs. Additionally, there hasn't been any like official jobs given to a lot of them. Pretty much just adventurers, if you will.
Right. Well, I guess Cassiel's not here, so I would go to the library and just. I mean, I'm not stupid, so I'd take a
Right.
look around and see what I could find in relation to any mentions of wolf and lamb, in relation to fallen of Ariel, or in relation to some sort of mysterious father figure.
Okay.
That's what I'll be doing for the next while.
Sure. What about Thalamor? What is he doing on his return?
I would go up to my room and stash the lantern and then retire.
Okay, excellent. Um, so everything is normal for the rest of the day. Azazel is tending his wounds, cleaning himself, getting stitched back up. Um, there's quite a few tomes in the library to pour over Barachiel.
Mhm.
However, as of right now, you're not finding any mention or indication of anything referencing a lamb, a wolf, or a father.
Okay.
For the most,
Yeah, I mean, I figure I'm not too good at it either, so I mean, I'll be taking my time, but I'll just be kind of ticking away at that while I wait for
Mhm.
Cassiel to get back.
Mm-hmm. And Thalamor, I mean, even as you stash that lantern away, um, you can still feel like that strange pull, that eerie feeling emanating from it from wherever you stashed it. Occasionally, your gaze might just, linger on it, despite you not necessarily meaning to, or just where it was put at. There was no sighting of Tomac either. You haven't seen him since you had left and arrived there, Barachiel. He had said that he was going to scout ahead, and that was the last time that you had heard from him. What did you do with the cubs that you had
Oh,
gathered?
I would have brought them with me for sure. With the intention of like feeding them, keeping them safe, and maybe raising them as pets.
Okay.
So I would actually, that's what I would do, go to the kitchens and get some raw meat and some milk.
Yeah, when you find yourself in the kitchen, there's the cook. It almost seems like he never leaves. Stained apron, his hair slicked back, greasy. He's of wiry build, and as you enter, he kind of quirks an eyebrow, seeing these two young leopard kittens that you have. Um, what you doing with those?
I plan to feed them. I need
Oh,
raw
no.
meat and I need milk.
Raw meat and milk. What do you think this is, huh? We got gruel and we got some more gruel and water.
You have milk and you have raw meat. Something goes into that gruel. Something that tastes like meat.
He kind of looks around, real shifty-eyed, peeks out from like his little window that like looks out into the cafeteria. Nobody's there, and he goes over to his shelf and opens it and pulls out this canister, smacks it on the table in front of you, opens it up and kind of does one of these numbers. Meat flavor.
Milk then.
You're killing me here. You're killing me. We don't really got don't got a lot of money here right now. Not a
Alright,
whole
fuck
lot
this
of
guy. I want
jobs.
to make my eyes glow gold. I'm going to say, obey me!
He like falls back, stumbling into the counter. Pots and pans clatter, flying, and his face is kind of like just goes bone white for a moment. Yeah. Milk. Pretty sure I got some around here. How could I forget? Of course, how could I forget? And he goes walking around and opens up this ice chest. you can hear the hum of like some steam and arcane technology, keeping the inside chill, and pulls out a small bottle of cold milk.
Can I see any meat in there?
There's a couple of small packages tied up with you know like butcher's paper and twine.
All right. The meat too.
That's
I'll pay you for it.
now you're speaking my language. There we go. He pulls out one of these packs of meat. It's like a large like deer haunch. And tosses it your way.
Hiding that in there, that motherfucker. All right, yeah. So I'll flip him I don't know, a couple of silver, and I'm gonna say to him, I need to have these supplies regularly. Actually, I'll flip him a gold piece and I'll say, I need to have these regularly. Keep it stocked.
Oh, if we get some more recruits in here that are worth a damn, maybe some more jobs coming in, and be able to serve up some proper food and have this stocked on the regular. But that ain't the case now, is it?
Well, I'm okay with eating gruel, but these kittens are not. So you'll do it. You'll go buy it, or we'll have a problem. We don't want to have a problem. Keep this civil.
Yeah, I suppose so. You just keep this on the down low. You know how much shit I'd catch if Vivian come to find out that I've been hiding meat in here.
No, I think we have an arrangement, my friend. And I'll pat him on the shoulder with like way too much force.
You see me kind of like wipes a little sweat from his brow. He's like, all right, yeah, you're all right. You're all right.
You have a nice evening now.
Yeah, it'll be an evening.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here, go to my room, and set up a little, take some blankets and pillows and stuff, set up a little nest for these leopard kittens to hang out in, and I'm gonna leave the meat there and heat up the milk over a candle, and then pour some into a saucer for them.
Excellent. They're still very, hesitant about everything, having just had their parents killed, yanked out of their home, kind of hiding in the corner. They do come out, occasionally to get some of the meat and milk, only to dash away at the slightest movement from you, cowering back underneath the bed.
All right. Well, I'll just keep an eye on them, and then I'll retire as well.
All right. So the next day, you guys wake up, and there's a bit of a hubbub downstairs. As you're waking, you can hear voices. One mostly unfamiliar, and you also hear the curt, sharp responses of Vivian.
Excuse me, I don't think we've had the pleasure. My name is Azazel Delavine.
To whom are you speaking?
My eyes go to the left, to the right. They look up and then settle on her.
Okay.
I don't think I've met her either. I don't think.
No. She's she stands about 5'10". She's dressed in practical clothing, leather breeches, armor like a breastplate, van braces, a sword at her side. Very nice looking. She's got very long blonde hair, which is kept in a tight braid down her back. Her face is it's pretty, but her features are kind of angular, sharp. And she's got these just cold, piercing blue eyes that you can see peering out from, between a furrowed brow and, narrowed eyelids.
Oh, have I offended you in some way?
As you're talking to her, she actually turns her attention to you. There's a man standing in front of her. kind of a stocky fellow.
Wait a
little dirt.
minute. Wait a minute. Like, why didn't you say that before? I wouldn't have interrupted her while she was talking to someone.
Well, I said you heard her sharp responses, speaking to some voice that you don't recognize. So it's that man, and
Oh, okay.
he's got a traveler's pack. He's got a crossbow thrown over one shoulder, a sword at his hip, and on a chain at his side is a large-looking dog. Also, while very well muscled, also kind of dirty. And he's asking her these various questions. She turns to you, Azazel, and just kind of holds up a finger when you ask her. Says, "One moment."
Zazel turns on his heel and walks away.
Okay. Berheil, what about you? Are you present?
Yeah, I guess I'll wait to see what happens and then introduce myself. Actually, no, I won't wait. I'll walk over and say, "What's going on? Why are you shouting?"
What about yourself, Thalanor?
I'm just watching. I'm just leaning against the wall watching.
All right. So she turns and looks at you, Berheil. No real emotion on her face. If anything, kind of unimpressed as her gaze moves, up and down, then up again, and then turns and looks back at this man and continues to speak.
I don't like that. That's rude.
Is that what you're telling her?
Excuse me. I'm speaking to you.
If you don't mind, adults are talking. Wait your turn. And she goes back to engaging this man in conversation.
All right, I begin laughing. Really, really loudly so they can't talk.
Yes, most children are amused by just mere words. Anyways, and once more she begins to speak with this man. You overhear that he's asking her. He says that he's been on the trail of an individual for some time. There were a spree of killings that began to happen in Holland over the course of many months. Eventually, the task force had narrowed it down until they had the individual, backed into a corner. They had found his dwelling, and when they entered, there was just this horrible mess of bodies. However, they weren't actually able to capture him. Somehow, against all odds, this individual slew half of the guards sent to capture him and fled. There has been people on his trail for some time. Some of his friends, good men, which he's happened to found or find in pieces. And the trail of bodies thus far has led to the current city. And he's asking, if she's seen or heard anything. It's of the utmost importance. Time is of the essence. The longer you wait, the quicker bodies will pile up. This is not someone or something to be ignored. Vivian stands there idly listening, and then just kind of shakes her head. No, there have been no murders here that I am aware of. No serial killer. No shadow in the darkness stealing babies.
You're wrong.
Excuse me.
You are wrong. There has been a murder.
She turns.
Maybe if you paid attention, you would notice this. But instead, you decide to continue to ignore me. Now be quiet while I talk to this man.
You will speak when spoken to.
Shut up. I'll say to him, there's been a murder. A woman and a child were killed in a house not too far from here, in the woods. We encountered some sort of dark winged creature. We accosted him, nearly defeated him, but he escaped us. Is this the kind of thing you were thinking about?
The man immediately turns his attention to you. He says, "I can't be certain. The descriptions of the individual were hazy at best, so struck with fear were the guards when they encountered him, sure of their victory, only to have half of their number cut down and escape. I don't recall any mention of wings, let alone multiples. It was a lone individual, a tall man, from what I've heard, gaunt. Yeah, I believe they said his skin hung loosely from his body. And that's honestly about all that I have to go on, other than the trail of bodies that I've been following."
Were there anything happened to these bodies?
Well, the ones that we found, they weren't in the best of condition. Various degrees of torture were inflicted upon some. There were missing fingers, tongues cut out, hides were flayed. It was not a pretty sight. And
That's what we encountered too. The bodies we found had eyes removed, skin removed, hearts removed.
well, this is not a good omen. This has to be the work of this individual. I fear that he may be here even now as we speak. Has anyone else been notified of this?
I don't believe so.
How did you find them? How did you learn of this? He says, getting closer.
What's my impression of this guy? Does he seem like he's on the level?
He seems like a pretty decent guy. He looks as though he's like a bounty hunter.
Mhm. Well, a man told us this. He said it was his family.
A man told you. Where is this man? I must question him immediately.
I have no idea where he is.
Well, when did you see him last?
At the banquet.
Did he tell you at all where he would be? What did he look like?
Disheveled, somewhat older, poor. Looked to be affected by some kind of plague.
Interesting. And where did this take place?
At the temple.
The temple, you say. And where can I find this murder scene? Have the bodies been disturbed? Anything moved?
Yes, we went there. We moved the bodies to take a better look.
I see. Anything
It's on a hut
interesting?
on the edge of the forest. Yes, a heart had been removed and eyes had been removed.
Just as I feared. Well, I appreciate your help, good sir. However, I must be off with the utmost of haste, lest he escape again. And he gives you a nod, and also nods at Vivian, and begins to leave immediately. Fixated was he on this current job, he didn't even seem to make notice of your angelic nature, Barahile.
Mm-hmm. All right. I want to remember his face anyway. I'm going to try and track him down sometime.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm just going to walk away. I don't want to talk to Vivian. I have no interest in talking to her.
You can almost feel like the eyes boring through the back of your head as you walk away.
Yeah, if she's gonna be rude to me, I'm gonna be rude to her. That's how this shit works.
Right
I will
on.
not be cowed.
Right on.
Yeah, and I
So,
guess I'll go look for Cassian.
all right. So as you go to look for Cassiel, Thalanor lounges in the corner, watching, observing. The scene begins to fade to black, and that's where we'll leave it for tonight, gentlemen. So
Alrighty.
with the battle done, new information um, in hand, who knows what's to come. So I hope everybody had fun tonight. I had a blast. The combat I thought was excellent. Barakhil took me for a bit of a ride there. Didn't expect him to pursue so adamantly Wolf, but what can you do? And somehow they have found themselves also unexpectedly in possession of their weapon. So that's a treat. So
Yeah. All right.
all
Well, thanks
right.
for the game, man. Had a good time.
Yeah. So anybody who's watching, I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned next time. Perhaps they will be on the trail of a dastardly fellow, and I will let all my players plug anything they got to plug, and then we'll call it a night. So we'll start with immediately to my left is Philip.
Hi, my name's Philip, and I just wanted to say today's game went a little bit differently than what I suspected. But I guess that's what you get with a game of roleplay. Thanks for the game, Heath.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. And next is Lloyd.
Yep. YLDM. I got Brigade Con games coming up. Sign up for those. This is what's left. And yeah, had a good time.
And last is Andrew. Perhaps occupied at the moment. The wonderful Andrew Knapp playing our dashing and daring Dampier rogue Thalanor. So, everybody, take care.